Have you ever stumbled upon a story so heart-wrenching, so beautiful in its simplicity, that it stayed with you long after the final scene faded to black? Today, I want to share one such story, a real account captured in a documentary that focuses on the rescue of stray animals around the world. It's a tale that quietly unfolds in a small village in South Korea, centered around one small cat whose quiet struggle touched everyone who crossed her path. In this peaceful village, life moves slowly. The villagers, warm-hearted and kind, had long accepted the wandering stray animals as part of their everyday lives. Among them roamed a small cat, gentle, wary, and fiercely independent. She had grown used to the wildness of the open fields and winding alleys, having chosen a life where no walls could hold her in. On several occasions, well-meaning villagers had tried to take her home, dreaming of offering her warmth and safety. Yet every time, she would slip away, vanishing into the wild as if freedom itself ran through her veins. She wasn't meant for confinement. She belonged to the open air, under the wide, ever-changing sky. Thanks to the generosity of the villagers, the little cat thrived. She was healthy, plump even, her fur glossy from the regular meals and the affection showered upon her. Passers-by often knelt down to stroke her, sharing fleeting moments of companionship that both parties seemed to cherish. She had become a little spirit of the village, a living testament to kindness without possession. But fate had a cruel twist in store. One day, as a few villagers strolled down a familiar path, they found the cat in distress. Her head was trapped inside a small, battered can. It was painfully tight, a harsh prison formed, ironically, by a desperate attempt to find food. Most likely lured by the lingering smell inside the discarded can, she had thrust her head inside, only to realize too late that escape was impossible. The sight sent waves of panic through the villagers. Without hesitation, they reached out to local animal rescue volunteers, hoping for a miracle. When the rescuers arrived, they quickly assessed the situation. Thankfully, they noticed that the can had begun to deteriorate, leaving small openings that allowed the cat to drink water and nibble bits of food. That fragile detail had likely saved her life, buying precious time. Yet rescuing her wouldn't be easy. The cat, once so at ease with the familiar faces of the village, was now terrified of the strangers who approached. Each attempt to touch her was met with frantic escapes and wary glances. She didn't understand that help was being offered, she only knew fear. The rescuers, recognizing the depth of her distress, chose patience over force. For several days, they followed her from afar, leaving food and quietly sitting nearby, slowly earning slivers of trust with every cautious interaction. The villagers watched anxiously, doing their part by continuing to feed her and keep an eye on her whereabouts. The rescue team documented every moment, the small victories, the heartbreaking setbacks. Slowly, day by day, the little cat began to soften. She started eating the food they provided without fleeing. She allowed a hesitant touch on her back, a gentle caress under her chin. It was a breakthrough that brought a ripple of hope. Choosing their moment carefully, the rescuers moved to free her. Tenderly, they stroked her trembling body, trying to ease the can off her trapped head. But the metal clung stubbornly, and whether it was the sharp pain or sudden panic, the cat bolted once again, disappearing into the labyrinth of the village. Frustration and heartbreak filled the air. Would she ever trust again? Refusing to give up, the villagers and volunteers launched a tireless effort, like a relay race of compassion, taking turns watching, coaxing, and trying again. Hours blurred into days, but they never let up. They couldn't. The cat's life hung in the balance. Finally, persistence paid off. One desperate, delicate attempt succeeded, and the cursed can was peeled away. But the damage it had caused was cruelly evident, deep, painful grooves carved into her delicate neck, raw and bleeding. Their hearts broke at the sight, but there was no time to lose. The volunteers rushed her to the nearest animal hospital, where she received immediate treatment for her wounds. They also discovered skin infections. Ringworm had taken hold during her vulnerable days. Under the expert hands of the veterinarians, she began the slow road to healing. The villagers gathered around one last time, a bittersweet farewell heavy in their hearts. As much as they wished to keep her near, they knew that finding her forever home, where she could be safe and cherished, was the best gift they could offer. Thanks to their devotion and the tireless work of the rescuers, this brave little soul was given a second chance at life, one filled not with loneliness and danger, but with love and security. Yet her story, as uplifting as it is, also leaves behind a lingering reminder: countless other stray animals remain out there, unseen and suffering. If this one small cat could inspire such an outpouring of kindness, imagine the world we could create if we opened our hearts just a little wider. Let's remember them. Let's show them patience, compassion, and dignity. Because sometimes, all it takes to change a life is the simple decision to care.